Hey, you old hag. Looks like you got stuck working overtime again, didn't you? I left my work on your desk, too. Make sure you don't forget it now.
Oh, it's you again. Gloria, you really should not be sloughing off your work onto others. You really need to be better about finishing it on time and by yourself. Maybe you should make a schedule for yourself so you can be better organized about your work.
Oh, so lame. No wonder you're, 37 years old and still single? No one is going to marry you if you're going to boss everyone around like that. You better shape up if you ever want anyone to look at you as a partner. You're just wasting your youth, lonely and single. That must really suck to know that, huh?
I don't really see what my relationship status has to do with any of what I just said to you. I was only saying that you should do your own work just like everyone else does. That's it.
Actually, I don't have to. Thank you very much. Unlike you, I still have two things going for me. Youth and beauty. Remember those?
I really do not see what any of this has to do with just being responsible and getting your own work done on time.
Ugh, please. Besides, I am actually about to get married. Though I guess I never told you till just now. That's why I can't do my work. I'm too busy going on dates and enjoying life. Not that you would understand what that is like, you old maid. You're better off doing work for your younger, cuter coworker, don't you think?
Gloria, are you listening to yourself? None of that is related to work at all. We are talking about how it is up to the individual employee to get their own work done on time.
Have you ever been married before?
Excuse me? I still don't see what point you're trying to make.
I am saying that this is the happiest I've ever been in my life. And I think that you are just jealous of me living my best life. You're jealous, and that is why you are saying all these mean little things to me. I really wish you'd get over it and stop all that already. It is really not a good look for you, to be honest.
I am not saying anything mean right now. And I think you should know that my life really is not as sad as you think it is, Gloria. In fact, I live a very happy and fulfilled life, I would say.
If you're happy with where you are at, then get back to doing my work and don't try to lecture me, Grandma. Anyways, I have a date I need to get to with my soon-to-be husband. See you! Enjoy finishing up all that work. Who knows when you'll be able to go home?
Are you even listening to me anymore, Gloria? Because I refuse to do any more of your work. Do you understand me? Next time, you will have to do it by yourself. I am sick of picking up your slack. Hi, honey. I am really sorry, but I do not think I will be able to make it to our date on time. Do you think we could reschedule for another day? Oh, no. Yeah, of course that's fine. Did something happen today? Is everything all right? Well, it is just Gloria being her usual self again. She never does what she is supposed to, and her work always falls to me. Gloria, huh? Is that the one coworker you were telling me about? Joined the company a while after you did. Why didn't you just tell her that you refused to do it? She had already gone home by the time I realized she had left her work for me. And we need to get all this paperwork submitted by tomorrow. I really can't even say when I'll get home tonight thanks to this. Mary, you really are too kind. You do know that, right? It's one of the reasons I love you so much. But you can't let her treat you like that. Aw, John. You really are too sweet. Do you know that? Well, I just care about you a lot. I hate to see you treated this way. Okay, in that case, I'll just head to meet you there. I can help you get all that work done, and then we can go home together. How does that sound? Are you sure? I really would hate to make you come all the way just for that. What are you talking about? I get to spend time with you, and that's reason enough. Besides, I wanted to talk to you about the wedding. You're the person I want to spend my life with, Mary. You do know that, right? John, it still makes me so happy every time you say that to me. Well, I mean it. But there is a lot we have to do to get ready for the wedding. So, every hour counts. Let's take some time this weekend to talk it out in more detail and get things ready. Yeah, let's get it done this weekend. You're right. Anyways, I am just so sorry this happened again. I know how much time it takes that we could be spending on things together. Come on now. You can't really expect me to blame that on you when you have someone like Gloria to deal with at work. Do you want me to say something? No. That would be too much. Thank you, though. I was selected as supervisor, so it is my job to make sure she knows how to do her job. So, I'll do my job by making her do hers. That's another reason why I love you. You have such a strong sense of responsibility. In that case, I just have one thing that I want to ask of you. Of course, John. What is it? Please try not to let yourself get any more stressed out than you are now. For my sake. You're right. I'm really sorry if I worried you with all this. I just really think you should keep away from this Gloria lady. It seems like all she does every day is upset and stress you out. So just please take care of yourself, all right? Of course. I will try my best. Promise. If that is what my fiancé wants, then who am I to deny him? I'll be a good wife and listen to my husband. Okay. Let's not take this too far. Anyways, I am heading out. I will see you there soon. I'll be here. Working away. Can't wait to see you.
My wedding is going to be on the next level. You have literally no clue. But don't worry, I don't mind if you come. Consider this your invitation.
So now you are bragging to me about your wedding? I am not even going to bother addressing your big talk this time. I guess all I can really say is congrats on that, I guess.
You know, even if a pretty young thing such as myself has gotten a little too busy for work, I am just so happy to finally be getting married.
Yes, that is nice that you are getting married. I am sure you are very excited. But please at least do the bare minimum of your work, which is to say, your own work assigned to you.
Ugh. Are you really trying to ruin this moment by talking to me about work right now? Is that really the only thing you have going on in your life? God, your life sounds pathetic. Anyways, you better come to my wedding to congratulate me.
And if I say I don't want to go, then what?
Oh, come on! Don't be such a downer, Grandma. The least you can do is make an appearance. Anyways, the wedding is the day after tomorrow, so make sure you show up. Got it?
Oh, I got...
Hey! My wedding is today. You didn't forget, right? I know all people like you have trouble remembering dates, so I thought I would remind you.
Hello, Gloria. No, I have not forgotten about your wedding. And I certainly haven't forgotten as much as you.
What are you talking about? Your senile ramblings aren't making any sense. And besides, I am 10 years younger than you. I promise that if either of us is the forgetful one, it is you.
So then you are saying that you purposefully forgot to file those documents even though today was the deadline?
What are you talking about? It's my wedding day and we are not going to be talking about work. Got it? Anyways, don't tell me that you are coming to try and find yourself a man.
Excuse me? What is that supposed to mean?
Try your best. But I really don't think that you are going to have any luck finding a man who would want you here. Don't ruin the vibe of my wedding by trying to desperately hit on younger men here. Got it?
Gloria, I am married.
What? You don't need to lie to me, you know. Especially not with something as obvious as that. Anyways, you are going to show up today, right? Because I'll allow it as long as you're not here to hit on the men.
Yes, I will be going. With my husband.
Sure.
I have told you several times now that I am married. So yes, I will be going to your wedding with my husband in tow. Enjoy your wedding, Gloria.
Oh, I will. And I will especially enjoy meeting your imaginary husband, too. You married. Oh man, that is a good one. You really need to choose better lies, though. Thank goodness I got married in my 20s.
Well, I'm happy that you're happy, but please stop taking it out on me. Why isn't it enough that someone is happy with their own life?
Yeah. I don't really care about whatever lecture you have prepared for me today. Anyways, see you at the wedding.
Yes, I will see you there.
Hey! What is this? What is going on here? Why isn't anyone here at my wedding?
What? But my husband and I were just there. And then you started to go off as you do, trying to take me down a peg. Well, that upset my husband, of course. But you do realize that that is your own fault for what you said, right?
I don't know what that has to do with anything. You're not making any sense.
What isn't making sense to you here? You insulted me in front of everyone, and then my husband got upset. You are telling me that you can't put that together? I would think that would be a pretty obvious one, even for you. I mean, you were calling me grandma and old hag in front of everyone. Don't you even have the slightest bit of shame?
No, you know very well that that is not what I do not understand. What I don't understand is how are you married to our CEO?
Oh, right. That fun little fact. Hadn't you heard?
How can an old woman like you be married to the CEO? It doesn't make sense. I can't understand it.
I guess you really didn't know, it seems. Actually, the truth of the matter is that John and I have been together for a long time.
Wait, what? Are you being serious right now? You have got to be joking me right now.
Oh no, I would never joke about something like that. It is just like I said. We were married a week ago.
And you didn't invite me?
Of course not. Why would I want you there?
But I invited you to mine.
Actually, now that you mention it, I invited everyone else in your department but you. And since you're so self-obsessed, I guess you never heard about it.
No, this doesn't make any sense. This can't be happening right now. And I still don't get why you didn't invite me to your wedding. That is so mean. How could you?
Actually, John is the one who really didn't want to invite you.
What? He didn't want to invite me to your wedding? But why wouldn't he want me there? I work for him too, after all. And how come I have never seen you two talk around the office then? Huh?
The reason you never saw John and I talking was because of all the work that you would always leave for me to do. We had almost no time to ourselves thanks to your laziness. But he saw how stressed you were always making me and decided that he definitely didn't want the source of all my problems coming to the happiest day of our lives. He said that if I have to see you every day, then at least for this one I could avoid you. It was his way of making sure the day was perfect for me.
What? No, that can't be right. It doesn't make sense. This can't be right. You get stressed just looking at me? That can't be. I'm so cute!
I promise that the stress has nothing to do with how cute you are or are not. The stress has to do with what you put me through and how you constantly try to poke fun at my age every single day. It has to do with all the put-downs and insults you hurl at me constantly. And all the work that you constantly slack on and dump onto me. Once I became supervisor, I thought that you would finally smarten up, but you just kept at your old ways.
Well, what are you trying to say? Just spit it out already.
I am saying that I care about the future of this company and the work we do here. And because you never even bothered to try doing your own work, I took on your share.
But who cares about that now? Please come back to the wedding. How are we supposed to have it today like this? Everyone has left now. There's no one even here.
I guess they saw the way you insulted me to my face and decided they didn't want anything to do with you. Especially for our co-workers who showed up. They couldn't be caught in a scene like that. But you just kept pushing and pushing once I arrived. Talking about how I was just there to pick up guys.
Oh, come on now. You know that I was just kidding with that, right? I just saw you arrive with John and didn't realize he was so handsome. And I couldn't believe you were really with him. It was all just a joke, though. I promise.
Well, I am afraid that that excuse of yours is not going to work on me. You meant exactly what you said. And because of that, you made my husband upset with all your insults. I think this is a more than fitting punishment for all that you have done to me.
No, come on. You know I never meant it that way. I just thought that you were being an overbearing, annoying supervisor. And besides, I figured I was way too cute to have to actually do any work.
I am very familiar with that belief of yours. Unfortunately for you, you are the only one in the whole office who shared it. To me, you are just a rude, uppity employee who refused to do their job. You should consider not being invited to my wedding to be a very light punishment for your behavior.
You don't have to say it like that.
And then, despite all that, I still decided to drop by your wedding to congratulate you. But you insulted me. Well, I have no intention of going back to your wedding. Oh, and one more thing. You're fired.
What? Wait, no! You can't do this! What are you talking about? You can't fire me!
I thought you said that you wouldn't mind not working once you got married. So I think the timing of all of this should be perfect for you now. What seems to be the problem here?
Well, no, it's just that I never thought I would lose my job like this. I was supposed to leave on my terms and make everyone jealous as I did. That was the whole point of this all.
Well, you are still fired. There is no need to keep someone who just pretends to work while making others do it for them. Of course, John already knows all about your behavior and agreed that you are no longer an employee here effective tomorrow. So don't bother showing up then. Got it?
What is going on? Is this some kind of sick joke or something? Look, just please come back to my wedding. Everyone is gone. There is no one left here. I even ended up fighting with my husband and he stormed out on me. Please, I'm so sorry, Mary. I never meant for any of this to happen, so please come back.
I will not go back. In fact, I don't think anyone is going to go back to be a part of your wedding. And look on the bright side. You no longer have to do a job you never even wanted to have in the first place. Now you can go and enjoy your youth like you always talked about. Have fun! I won't see you at the office tomorrow. In the end, all of our co-workers went home and didn't return. The venue might as well have had tumbleweeds blowing through it. The only person left was Gloria, alone with her shame and embarrassment. After fighting with her new husband, she tried to hide the fact that she had been fired. She had never actually discussed leaving her job with him, it seems. But eventually he found out what had happened. The marriage didn't last long as he asked for a divorce right away. Meanwhile, I finally managed to get rid of the thorn in my side at work, and we found a suitable replacement who works hard every day. John and I live a happy life, and I appreciate every day now.
I've handed in your divorce papers.
What? What are you talking about?
I'm saying I did you a favor and handed in your divorce papers. Makes sense you can't understand, seeing as you have no education. Your head is filled with air.
Sophie, you've been saying that a lot lately. There are things you can and cannot say to people. How many times have I told you?
What do you mean? All I'm doing is speaking the truth.
Even if that were true, it's no excuse. It doesn't matter if you think something is true or not. You can't say that to people. You're almost in high school, so you should understand by now. Before you judge someone on their education, you have to judge them as a human.
Hey, it doesn't matter how much you talk. I'll never listen to a dropout.
Dropout?
I heard from Dad. You're a dropout who didn't finish high school.
Your father said that.
That's right. He said you only finished middle school and are as stupid as they come. Come to think of it, you aren't really good at doing anything.
Is that what you think?
Yeah, like you can't cook any of the food I want to eat. Instead, just cook crap that you take out of the freezer.
I work full-time. On top of that, I have to do all the household work. So I use food I've frozen in advance. It's called meal prepping, Sophie. It's very common. Also, what do you mean the food you want to eat? You always ask for deep-fried food. I'm thinking about the nutrition when I make your food.
People who can't read what their child wants are bad parents.
Well, if that's what you think, how about you lend a hand with the housework? If I get some assistance, I'd be able to cook something from scratch every day. You and your father don't lift a finger around here. All I hear are complaints.
Are you seriously trying to put the blame on me now? I'd stop that and start thinking of ways to fix your problem. I can't believe how useless you are. Dropouts are on another level. It's good you and Dad are going to divorce.
Speaking of, I haven't seen any divorce papers. I certainly haven't signed any.
Your signature was taken care of by yours truly. I already told you I handed everything in.
You're serious about that?
As serious as can be.
I need to talk with your father. Phil, can you tell me what is going on? What's this I'm hearing about divorce papers? So, Sophie told you? Why would our daughter fake my signature and hand in divorce papers? This is like some poor comic story. Does she understand what she has done? She's the one who asked me to do it. She did? Why? She wants us to get divorced. Why would she want that? She thinks the future is going to be bleak with you as her mother. She's asked me to find someone else to spend my life with. When the daughter you love asks you something like that, you can't just say no. Do you understand what this means? Putting a fake signature on our divorce papers is forgery. And you made our daughter do that. That's what she wanted. What can you do about it? About a year ago, she started acting very rebellious towards me for no reason. I was thinking it was some phase kids go through when they're teenagers. But I'm wondering, did you actually tell her I was a dropout? All I said was you're incompetent. Why would you say something like that? It's true, isn't it? You're working full-time and earn less than me. You don't get anywhere in life. That's only because no one helps me with the housework. The house would collapse if I had a job that made me work a lot of overtime. If I got an important project, I'd have to turn it down. That's what makes you incompetent. Doing the housework is a woman's job. You need to find a way to take care of the house as well as work. You know, the president of my company is known to love taking care of his wife and does the housework as well.
Of course I know that.
If a company president can find a way to get the housework done, why can't you? I know why. It's because you're incompetent.
But your president shares the load with his wife. It's not like he's doing all of it on his own. Don't compare him to our situation. He has the means to pay for cleaning staff and maids to do a good job cleaning.
There's no use talking about this. I'm done with you. Sophie doesn't need you, and I definitely don't need you. Let's get this divorce.
What do you mean you don't need me?
This conversation is over. Just pack your stuff. Sophie is doing her best to get into a private high school. If we were the ones that had to move out, that would really jeopardize her future, right?
Okay, I get it. I thought you two noticed how much I do for our family. You're right. Let's get divorced.
Don't you get it? We're already divorced. You really are stupid.
There's no need to be rude. So what now? Who has custody over Sophie?
Let's leave that to her.
I don't plan on seeing her after this. You can have her.
You still have to pay child support.
I'll talk to a lawyer about that. I need some time to find someone reputable.
You don't have any time. You need to pay child support in a lump sum as soon as possible. I'm going to keep a memo until the money comes through.
It's going to take time to move out, so I need to stay here a little bit longer.
You've got 2 weeks. That's it.
Fine. I didn't want to use my paid leave for this, but seems I don't have a choice. I'll be out as soon as I can. Listen here, lady. Your papers are in and you are officially divorced. Do you mind leaving already? It's not easy moving out of a home you've lived in for over 10 years. I thought you would say that, so I gathered your things and put them outside.
Why would you do that? Those are my things!
The faster you leave, the better. Consider it the last act of love from your daughter. I know you're just waiting for Dad to break and change his mind.
Excuse me?
I'm right, aren't I? You're waiting for him to say we can all live together again. That's what a dropout would try and do. Don't think Dad will change his mind so easily.
That wasn't what I was thinking.
Let me tell you something that might convince you to hurry up.
Moving takes time, but let's hear it anyway.
Dad's already found someone. I'm going to have a new mom. So there's no space for you to stay here. I want to welcome my new mom here as soon as possible. I don't need an uneducated woman around me anymore.
A new mom? What are you talking about?
I'm saying Dad's been cheating on you.
Are you serious? And you knew?
Obviously someone as dumb as you wouldn't be able to notice. I saw Dad walking with a young beautiful girl about a year ago after I came home from school. When I asked who it was, he said it was my new mom.
So this whole time I was thinking you were having a rebellious phase. It was actually because of this new girl?
Dad said this new mom would be way better than a dropout. So I decided to help him get things rolling.
Meaning you helped him to cheat on me?
I guess so. I would say Dad and I were going shopping or something on weekends, but all of that was a lie. Dad gave me some money and I hung out with my friends. At the same time, Dad was getting steamy with his new girl.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I gave him an alibi and helped him with everything. He didn't realize anything, which made me realize something. You're a real dimwit, just like he said.
So, those days I was stuck here at home, you two were both scheming and backstabbing me.
Someone with a brain cell in their head would have realized from the start. My new mom has a good education. She's a college graduate. Not only that, she placed first in a beauty pageant back in school. To top it off, she was even approached by a television company. Now that's a mom I can be proud of.
I wonder, is that person someone who works with your father?
That's right. Some subordinate working in his department.
Is that right?
Our DNA may be different, but I'd much rather have a mom with a great educational background helping get into a good high school. That's why I helped Dad with his cheating.
I get it now. I spoke with your father and he's going to have custody over you.
Obviously. By the way, even if you have the right to see me, I've got no intention in going to our meetings. Your stupidity is like a virus. I don't want to catch it. Being in the same room is frightening enough. Having you in the same house is a nightmare. Get out of here, you dropout!
You know it's actually your father that dropped out of school, right?
Yeah, right. Your lies won't work on me.
Didn't I say it clear enough? That's strange. I did my best to keep it simple enough for a middle school student to understand. Your father dropped out of school.
That's a load of bull! There's no way Dad dropped out. Don't lie about Dad to me.
He's the one lying to you, Sophie. He dropped out of high school as soon as he turned 16 because his parents pressured him too much. He's always had a complex about his educational background, and he's brought you up to be the same. For your information, I have a college degree.
So you're telling me Dad dropped out of high school and you have a degree? That means Dad was lying to me this whole time?
You said sharing the same air as a dropout is a nightmare, but you'll be sharing that air with your father from this point on.
Yeah, well, even if you did graduate from college, I bet it wasn't a good one.
Are you still trying to look down on me? Oh, you're really that desperate to belittle me?
Spit it out! It was some second-rate school, wasn't it?
I went to BU. Hardly second-rate.
No way! I don't believe you. Dad said you never even graduated high school. He said he earns more than you despite how much you work.
That's only because I put my family first. I turned down a lot of promotions to make sure I had time to take care of you. And I was happy to keep doing that, at least until your education was finished. Without me, no one would be cleaning the house. As for my income, I only make a little less than your father annually. There's less than $300 difference in our paychecks each month.
Only $300?
Your father has a complex regarding education. He doesn't want his pride hurt, so he protects it by saying he earns more than me. While it's true he does earn a bit more, he also works much more overtime than me. I wonder why his pay is still close to mine while I'm the only one working on the house.
I can't get over the idea that Dad was the dropout.
Well, I'm sure you'll get used to the idea. And don't worry, I've used all my paid leave for this week and will be out of the house by the weekend. Please welcome your new high education mother to the house.
I get it! You don't have to rub it in. Anyway, my new mom won a beauty pageant, so she's still leagues better than you. Dad may have dropped out, but he still works for a famous company. No issues here.
I'm glad you're clinging to your father instead of me. He's all you've got left now, after all. Keep up that attitude and try not to leave your father's side.
Hey! What's the meaning of this? Why are we losing the house? We were getting so comfy without you around. You won't get Dad's attention by harassing us like this.
It's not harassment. That house is under my name and I've decided to tear it down.
Your name? What do you mean under your name?
My father gave me that house. I own the property. It's mine. I remodeled the house and have lived in it since.
But Grandpa lives somewhere else.
Your grandfather has his own life. He doesn't need to live with us. Anyway, he gave the property to me before I ever married your father. As it is mine, I'm free to do with it as I will.
You must be joking.
By the way, did you know that people that cheat have a drastic decrease in their cognitive capabilities? Which is why your father probably forgot really obvious details. Like who owns the house. He also forgot that the president of his company is my father.
You're kidding!
Nope. Your father works for my father. Your grandpa is the president. Your father hates my relatives, so that's why you haven't met them. Plus, your grandpa is very busy anyway, so there just aren't that many chances to see him.
No way! Why didn't anyone ever tell me this?
I think my family made your father feel inferior. Maybe that's why he always took everything out on me. Anyway, I've talked to your grandfather and it looks like I've got some more bad news for you besides the house. Your father and the girl he is having an affair with are both going to be fired.
What? Why?
It looks like they were going out on dates using company money. That's illegal, you know. The severance package they would usually be entitled to will be used to compensate for the money they stole.
let me get this straight. Not only are we losing the house, but they're both losing their jobs?
Bingo.
I'll be going to a private all-girls school. You know that, right? I need money for the admission and uniforms.
Who knows if those two are capable of paying for that type of thing?
Child support! As my mother, you are obligated to pay me child support.
I've already had a word with my lawyers and spoke with your father yesterday.
So you know you have to pay me until I'm an adult, right?
Wrong.
Why is that exactly?
I looked into his affair. That's how I found out about the money he stole from the company. On top of that, it looks like they have been dating for 3 years now. Taking into account the length of time he was cheating up until you spilled the beans, the child support I would pay for you and the alimony that he owes me would work out to be the same amount, effectively canceling each other out. As for the distribution of assets, we're both entitled to our own savings.
So, how much would Dad have?
Playing around with his new girlfriend, he probably spent a fortune, which is most likely why he took money from the company. I would say his bank account is close to $0.
This is too much to take in.
I'll also be suing the girl he was having an affair with. Not sure where those two are headed, but do your best to stick with your father.
Mommy, I want to stick with you.
Do you think that's going to work at this point?
I'll help with the house. Just let me be with you. Let's live together, just as girls.
Sorry, but you've used up all of your unconditional love. Anything from here out needs to be earned.
How could you? I'm your only daughter.
I've always wanted the best for you, but you believed your father without the least bit of evidence and actively sabotaged our family. I won't forget how much you tried to look down on me.
I'm so sorry for that. If I had known Dad was using me to hide his affair, I would have done differently. I'm a victim here.
You can't play the victim card at this point. Even if you were used, you still said some hurtful things to me. You chose to say those things. You may still be a child, but a teenager should have enough intelligence to understand their actions.
Mom, please. At least let me stay with Grandpa. There's no future with Dad.
You've made the decision already.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
Before I forget, I better show my gratitude.
Gratitude?
For telling me about your father's affair. With that piece of information, it made it much easier for me to put the pieces together.
If I hadn't told you, Dad would still have his job, wouldn't he?
As your mother, here is my last lesson to you. Think about how others feel before you speak. When you're out in the real world, learn as much as you can. Lastly, there is no one out there that it's okay for you to put down. Have some compassion for everybody. Goodbye, and good luck.
Wait, stop, Mom! Don't throw away your daughter!
Oh, that's right. My house is being demolished at the start of next month. Make sure you're gone by then.
How can I do that when I have nowhere to live?
I'm divorced now, so your father's circumstances have nothing to do with me. I'll devote my time into working. Goodbye, Sophie.
Mom, I'm begging you! Come back! I promise I'll help out at home. I won't put you down anymore. Mommy? Please don't abandon me.
Both my ex-husband and his partner were fired, and now live in a cheap place way out in the country with Sophie. Sophie gave up on her dream of going to the private school she wanted and now attends a public high school. Due to her father's circumstances, though, she still struggles with everyday things like paying for school trips or going out on the weekends with her friends. I'm sure her dad is just waiting for her to turn 16 so she can drop out of school and start working to help them make ends meet.